And we're live, people. Deluded. I'm back again. Happy Sunday, folks. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and in some cases, good night. Appreciate you, mods. Please make sure we're smashing the like button. 100 likes. We go over everything. Appreciative to you lot on Twitch. Yeah, people, Arsenal fans. You know, at this point, am I mute? I can't be mute. I can't be mute. Am I mute? Well, that's a great way to start. Hello? Someone comment if they can hear me. That's a great way to start this. Let me check my own decibel levels. Let me check my own. No, that might be a you problem, my guy. That might be a you problem. It said, well, P said I'm not. But yeah, as I was saying, I hope you're all doing well and safe. I hope you're all blessed. Arsenal fans, I'm sure where we're concerned, you know, the Gyokeres stuff. At this point, just sign the guy now, man. Just sign the guy. We've heard everything. President speaking, agent speaking, people flying to Portugal, him saying all the good things and doing various things to push this move through. I'm sure that we just want it to get done. I must admit, I'm starting to think, you know what? Just put the Ollie Watkins thing in the bag, man, because we'll get into it. But from what I'm led to believe now, just based on reports, you would actually think it's the agent delaying stuff. It feels like Sporting are vexed with Gyokeres and his agent. Arsenal are a bit peed off, but Sporting are on what we're on paying the money, and it feels like commission's holding it up. And you know what? Journalists had their own sprinkle. And you know what? It's been a week of this. No, it's not been a week of Gyokeres, but it's been a week of Gyokeres because last Sunday, David Ornstein obviously dropped the news. We know that it takes time to get transfers done, yeah, but just get it over the line. As BG has said here, it's foolishness now. Just make it happen. While I understand we're not at the negotiating table, we actually don't know what's going on. These deals are intricate. Just get it done because I just want to see at least the striker in for pre-season. Like the striker could come in and be rubbish, God forbid, but you just want to see that as Arsenal fans. You've seen the merch come out, you've seen the shirts. I want to buy it, but I don't feel inspired, man. And if I'm honest with you, the signings we've done so far, Zubamendi's the only level raiser. Now I know we're kind of trying to do two things in it. We need to get squad depth. We need to get starting 11 quality. I don't doubt Kepa's capabilities as a number 2. If this Mascara guy comes in one position, Arteta's shown he can improve young players. Has been defense. That's cool. Who else is there? Norgard, like you. And I'm starting to like you a bit more as well based on what I see Arsenal put out in it. Like he sounds like he's really happy to be here. But Zubamendi's the only level raiser. He's the only one I'm bullish about. Yeah, you're taking this to another level. I want to look on the left-hand side and believe such. I want to believe that up front. You know, big up Madueke as well. There's, you know, apparently he's doing his medical. But potential is one thing. Realized potential is another. And I don't even want to waffle about Madueke. I don't think you're a level raiser. I think you could provide squad depth, but you need to realize your potential. At the end of the day, whether you're going to play off the right, lol, or if you're going to play off the left, yeah, you need to be able to just get goals and assists. And you're 23 now. You've had some good moments, some bad moments. Yeah, and I'll get into it. I'm actually making a video about it, but Arsene Wenger always used to say 23 is where you need to like grow up a bit now. You're like an adult in footballing terms. You don't have to be the finished article, but what you see is what you get. It's goals and assists in it. That's what we need. So it is what it is, man. The last jersey I got was the O2. I'm not buying no more until the club is sold. I hear you. You know what? I hear you, man. Stick to your principles. But I don't think Kroenke's going anywhere anytime soon. They're making money. They, you know, I don't want to say it, but we all saw the quotes where, you know, they didn't buy Arsenal to win trophies. From a business point of view, it's quite good business with Arsenal. What they bought it for, what they're seeing their stock price rise. Kroenke's aren't going anywhere anytime soon. Me personally, bro, Stan Kroenke, this is just gonna be a family heirloom, family heirloom. Sorry, for me, this is like Arsenal. It just feels like Arsenal's used as collateral for them to explore their other sporting stuff. I know the NBA sides and everything, they haven't actually always been happy with the Kroenkes, but you're seeing them win Super Bowl and do things that we'd like to do here. So I'm at the point, honestly, I'm not even negative. I'm not even positive. I'm just acceptant. Like, support Arsenal. We win. I'm happy. We lose. It is what it is. I hope all the variables can fall into place for us to win a trophy. But I'm a hypocrite because it has to be a direct consequence of the owners. But I think if we win anything, it's in spite of the Cronkies. You know, they're not on winning like that, like, or we would have been doing that. And if I did feel they they turned the corner, I personally believe, for me anyways, January of this year told me everything. Because if you're serious about, at the time, trying to catch Liverpool, you know, making sure the manager and the players have suitable options and whatnot, and to just get us a trophy, you don't not buy anyone. We didn't do anything in it. So yeah, it is what it is, man. What have you said here? Madueke looks like Teeny on the wing, not past the defender and run. All he has is pace. Do you know what I like that about him? You know, I like the fact that his first thought is to take his man on. I don't think he's pretty. I don't think he's the answer. As I said, there's one thing having potential and ifs and buts. I personally feel at the stage now, especially where the attackers, we need to know what we're getting. Not everyone has to be Bukayo Saka, but we know Saka's getting double digits. We hope a striker on a bad season for them gets 15 league goals, good seasons 20 plus, left wing or the other attacking options. It throws up more questions, than answers. Like, I don't feel our attack. I keep saying this. I'm probably a broken record, and smash the like button. I appreciate you lot tuned in. If I remove the role match, we've got a decent team, get top 4, little semi-finals might surprise. But if you want to get over the line, I need to know what I'm getting. I don't think Madueke is a bad player, but Mikel Arteta, I don't want to be, I'm not going to quite say put your job on the line, but these kind of signings, you're putting your job on the line. Like, you need to put 2 middle fingers up at everybody that isn't connected to Arsenal, because nobody can, even if you don't think he's a bad player, no one can see how that takes us to the next level. He can have all the potential, unrealized potential, do hella ifs and buts, talk about XG. Is he getting goals right now? I have no doubt he can get goals. He can go through a purple patch. I don't know what I'm getting. You lot know I love Martinelli. For the squad, you're cool. I don't know what you're on. Trossard, I don't even know if you're going to be. He's being linked with Bayern Munich people, which we're going to get into 100 likes, and we do such. I don't know what I'm getting. Marino and Kai Havertz have deputized up front, done all right. I don't know what I'm getting. Goals win games. Goals win you games when you ain't been bad. And again, you have to look at the defeats in the league, but I would say more important than the 3-4 defeats we had last season, surely it's the 14 draws. Like, 14 draws is ridiculous. It's not always because of our inability to score goals. Sometimes you haven't defended well, haven't broke down low blocks, gone through the motions, refereeing decisions. But a big part of that is you need an element over 38 games, yeah? As you all know, 38 games, what you see is what you get. You're going to win when you don't deserve to win. You're going to lose when you don't deserve to lose. You're going to draw a game when you deserve a bit more or less. But generally, you're going to get, the season's going to filter out. I don't feel we have that capacity on a more, we do, but on a more consistent basis, where, pardon my language, everything's been shit, but we just got the 3 points. And what I mean by that is, cool, whatever Mikel Arteta said tactically, it didn't work today. Players are playing crap, but, bit of individual brilliance, Gyokeres or whoever this imaginary left winger is, or Saka, you get us 2 goals or so, we get the 3 points, we keep it moving, we bitch about it, we try and be better. We need that. Had those 14 draws been cut in half to 7, I'm not saying we win the league, but where are we at? So yeah, man. Yeah, agree. Let's not fall into the rival narrative about Madueke being crap. Let's get behind him, and if he flops, we can have discussions. Exactly, and that's me. I wouldn't have signed Madueke. I can't see how we're getting out of it, but the manager's the manager. These are other things. They're gonna have to live or die by it. Give him a chance. What happened now? What happened now? Should be back. Sorry for that, but yeah. Just give the man a chance, really, because I'll tell you, you've put your name on the line. Like, obviously, I'm not against, if it works out and whatnot, but we need more sure bets. We need to know what we're getting, and we're not. I'm going to give Madueke a chance. You didn't buy yourself. I don't think Madueke, I know the stench it has that we're shopping in Chelsea's bin, but this is why I'm even more critical. I don't think the club have looked around and, we're scrambling like when we got Sterling and we just decided on Madueke. I genuinely think Madueke featured on some level of recruitment. This is just my hot take. I think the impossible dream, if we just look at the left wing or players that can play out there, I think the impossible dream, the club must have had Rodrigo on the list. I think Nico Williams was on the list, probably a couple of others, and then I think Madueke. So if you lot have been looking at Madueke and he's featured into your recruitment, you better fucking make it work. Better make it work. Because for me with Madueke, when I cut the crap, goals and assists, if you get the goals, we're gone. So let's see. It's either going to be a master stroke or not, man. And yeah, you are helping Chelsea as well, because what Chelsea got 55 million from us, because they do need to sell, but they got 55 million for 2 players from us. I think they're selling that Serbian goalie to Bournemouth. I think for 25 odd million quid. They probably sell a couple of others and keep it moving in Concu, yada, yada, yada. Big up Gooner Talk Football, man. I think you're, forgive me, but I think you're new to the gang, but you know, you're like Declan Rice. We signed you, big impact. Big up Frank as well. He's a Liverpool fan, but he's always here. Appreciate you. Boston, come on, my guy. Gyokeres and Eze makes our transfer window respectful. It is, man. And that's the only thing. Like, if I look at Madueke in isolation, of course, I'm not up in arms. I'm not excited. We wish him the best. But it's what you do beyond this point. I know in an ideal world, you would have loved to have seen Rodrigo, Eze, Gyokeres, whoever, all of these guys come through the door, and then Madueke. We still would have been critical on him, but it looks a bit better. That's not how it works out. If you get me those other things, all right, because the way I see with Madueke is you're just squad depth, and hopefully you can do better. And even with the squad depth thing, like, have we really at this moment in time improved our depth? Defensively, if Maresca comes in, great. Obviously, we've got a number 2 keeper, but have we really? Because if you bring in 2 attackers and you let 2 go, or Partey's gone, obviously we're not going to get into the off the field business, and Norgard's come in. Yeah, we're not really improving our depth, really. And I know you can't have a million players, but equally, I do think some of our fans are a bit hypocritical. It's all fun and games saying sell 10 players and bring 10 players in. It's not how it works. We'll have to see. Chelsea even hacking the stream. My opinion, we only get one of Rodrigo and Eze. I hope I'm wrong. As I said yesterday, I didn't think we'd get Aubameyang. I didn't think we'd get Declan Rice. I didn't think we'd get Alexis Sanchez. I definitely didn't think we'd get Mesut Ozil. I was very pessimistic on all these signings. So I hope it's a positive omen and we turn around and get Rodrigo. I don't think that's going to be the case, which is for me, get Gyokeres through the door, get Eze confirmed, do all the other, tie up the loose ends in all the other business. Let's start to have a focus on outgoings. By all means, go after Rodrigo. Hope you can get him. But several teams are going to throw their hat into the race. I don't know if Real Madrid have made it abundantly clear he's got to leave and things of that ilk. So go after him. If that's the case and you do everything, go after him. But at the same time, assuming you've done all the incomings, go after Rodrigo, but have your other left wing target so that if he don't come, we've got someone else. It might not be as sexy as Rodrigo, but it's tiresome now, man. The club needs to get everything. In previous years, we might have needed a left winger and a striker. We know how our club operate. We might bring one of the 2 in, been a bit unhappy, but we can move. I don't think we've got that now because a lot of these things, we've kicked issues up the curb. We need to address all areas now. Where is Zinni hiding? Less of that, man. He's actually with the boys for pre-season. Zinni needs to cut. You'd imagine there'll be some movement in that regard. Back our boys, please. Rival fans relish dividing us. Let's not make that happen. I hear you, but I would say Arsenal fans do a great job of division anyways. I think the only thing that will unite this club is to effing win a major trophy, man, really. Don't get it twisted, Arsenal fans. There's a civil war upon us, Every week that we win, Mazza. Every week that we lose, crazy. Like, you lot should, I think you lot all know, but the sort of season we're stepping into, man. Big up Kivo Talks Football as well. Big up yourself and big up the chat, man. But yeah, I do think Madueke in terms of that can help us. But I also think Arteta's got to change stuff as well. We need to know how we're breaking down low blocks, penetrating central areas, etc. When Norgard started crying when he saw his son in an Arsenal kit, that was wholesome, and I got a feeling he'll fight for us. I'm cool with Norgard. I don't think it's a level raiser. I'm crazy, scary, but I don't think he's terrible. Obviously, it's not a blockbuster signing, but you're experienced. And where I look at Gyokeres and him, assuming we get Gyokeres, you got a point to prove. Norgard keeps speaking about, when you read his press conference and stuff, like, I didn't think I'd get this opportunity. I want to play in the champs. I'm bringing experience. It's all fun and games if you're in your early 20s. If we keep doing what Arsenal's doing, he's 31. In the next 2-3 years, if you're still here, you'd imagine Arsenal are looking at a more long-term centre mid. You want to see something. I know Gyokeres is 27, but he kind of sings from that same hymn sheet. And I'm probably reaching with this one. But if I throw Madueke into it, because you're 23 now, you've had some good and bad moments at PSV. You've had some good and bad moments at Chelsea. You've had times where you've been playing on a regular basis. Other times you've been criticised for your training level and your application and your consistency. You're an England international. You now step into a club in Arsenal where there's no time for jokes. Everyone will give you, some time. And I know 2,000 fans, when Arsenal's probably followed by millions, isn't nothing. But 2,000 fans signed petitions. You saw the hashtag. The manager's job's on the line. You need to go and do the job. So you're coming into this where you need to hit the ground running. And I hope he's with that, man. He'll get support, of course, but you get the point. Gyokeres is the only thing that can save us if he scores 20 goals next season. Let's hope we get some good news in the next few days. We need something to get excited for the upcoming season. Amen, man. Like and subscribe. Super chats and memberships available. Big up Frank for saying that. Arsenal offered 65 million, which is above the agreement. They're just being greedy at this point, trying to milk every penny out of Gyokeres. De Niro, you're not wrong. But like your name says there, are they wrong for wanting the De Niros? because I'm not saying this right, but this is business. And I'm just a broken record. I really appreciate you lot support, yeah, but football's a dirty game. These clubs are dirty, you know. These clubs are dirty, and sometimes with Gyokeres, it's got ugly now. Like maybe Gyokeres decided to go and strike his own. He's not an idiot. Clearly, him, advisors / agents, they're considering every step, and this is now the one that they have to do. Gentleman's agreement don't go anywhere. We heard last summer Gyokeres had a gentleman's agreement to go for below his release clause. We're seeing what's going on now. I thought, in my opinion, we're not even sitting here and talking about Gyokeres if Sesko doesn't sign a new contract at Leipzig last year, because it was in writing. He had a 60 million release clause. They gave him a new deal, removed that gentleman's agreement. They start seeing money, doing the maths. You know, if you've got some striker that's in high demand, you know, I'm exaggerating Newcastle, we're not going to sell Isaac, but if you've got Isaac, Hugo Ekitike, Gyokeres, Sesko, just any sort of, to a degree, Ollie Watkins, any sort of striker in this day and age where we're not exactly flush with strikers. You've got you've got an item that's highly sought after. You know, English clubs are coming into things as well. You're gonna want to negotiate as much money as you can. The game is the game, unfortunately, really. So let that be a lesson for footballers, innit? It's been months, De Niro. Where you been hiding, man? But as BG has said here, it's foolishness. Just make it happen, man. It was a me problem. Run, you scared me, man. Sometimes when you lot do that, I beg you lot, check your own equipment before that, man. I was getting scared. I was thinking, oh no. I don't know why, but I get anxiety when there's technical difficulties in my life, man. Crazy take, but I think Noni cooks with Gyokeres. I hope so. I hope Noni cooks. I hope you, because I want you to listen. I hope for an imaginary world where Martinelli's decision making is amazing. Jesus stays fit and he scores goals. Noni Madueke looks like a master stroke. I'm on that, but I personally feel we're not past the stage of potential, because we're Arsenal. We always want potential. We've got players that ain't realized their potential, but under the backdrop of getting over the line, I didn't really want potential, if I'm honest with you. I want sure bets, if I'm honest. And I think no matter Madueke, the good and the bad, there is potential, but there's potential and then there's realized potential. How do we realize it? Arteta, you need to know how he's realizing it, because you signed him. Clearly, with all the stuff around his attitude and all of these things. And I know I always say this, but a Zubamendi tactical video is landing soon, and so is a Madueke one. You clearly have no concerns about alleged attitude issues because you signed him. So make it happen. And you've got no issues about how you can get him to the next level, which is great. But it's also a balancing act. You've got to get him to the next level every week for 38 weeks now. You need to try and get 3 points. So we'll have to see. I don't rate Norgard on the ball. I'm not looking at you to be sexy on the ball. I think you're a competent footballer on the ball. I don't think you're going to break lines and that. Anyone that's expecting him to do a madness on the ball clearly ain't watched him or was expecting fireworks. But I do feel, just because Arsenal typically were on the front foot of games, teams are camped in their own half, low blocks, etc., you're going to have to show us something. I think it'll be an issue from set pieces. I do think, on occasion, we can be a bit cute and clever with Zubamendi and more so Rice in certain games. Just put him back as a 6. So I'm cool with it, man. But I need my level raises. CS1 love. If Gyokeres was a Chelsea player, Arteta would have gone so fast and the deal would have been done by now. I'm not going to lie. I hope this is the last Chelsea player we buy. As long as, if they, in some imaginary world, the Cole Palmers, Caicedos, these kind of men are potentially moving to Arsenal. I'm on that. But always shopping in their bin, man. Selzini, Rodrigo, Champions League experience is crucial and scores in big moments. Eze is exciting, man. That's why for me, just go and get Eze. Do we really know how good Eze is off the left wing? I hear that, but come on, man. I know he could play as an 8, a 10, play off the right, play as a false 9. Come on, man. You know what he's on that left-hand side. We know it, even if Eze, in my opinion, I don't think he'd play week in, week out off that left. But if we just assume he's not versatile, he just plays left wing, upgrade on everything we've got. Where I look at it, though, when you look at the dynamics, and we do need Arteta to evolve, would probably be a bit too narrow on that side. You'd be too narrow in it. Now, obviously, Miles Lewis-Skelly could probably play as a traditional left back, but at this moment in time, we can only go off the evidence that we know in it. He's going to invert. Eze can obviously take his man on and chalk on boots and all of that, but his instinct is to, he likes to come into midfield and play little neat 1-2s and dance past players. He's not going to get chalk on his boots. So if you've got 2 players doing that, where does the width from that side come from? And that's another thing I want to see. What year was it? 2022-23. That was one of the rarities under Mikel Arteta, and actually going back to Emery and Wenger, to be fair, where we was even, like we were threat off the left, threat off the right. We all know in this moment in time, really and truly, it's the right-hand side, and it'd be interesting to see what's going to go on there. Because Zubamendi can actually play left centre mid. I reckon it will still be Rice, but we ain't really been afforded that relationship over there, where typically Timber now, but Ben White, Timber, pardon me, Thomas Partey when he was here. Odegaard drifts out there, and obviously the main man, Bukayo Saka. We need to evolve. It's as simple as that. Are you doing a watch along for the Club World Cup final? Unfortunately, not. I'm going to be out of office after this, man. Family day, man. Liverpool might be going. Sorry, Isaac might be going Liverpool with Newcastle looking to get Hugo Ekitike. Horrible, man. Big up Deluded, my favorite Arsenal fan. Appreciate that. You man need to fix up though. At this point, I'm at acceptance. Rodrigo is a pipe dream. Madueke was Chelsea's best winger, but now they pretend he's terrible. He wanted to leave the first chance he got. I hope so, but if I was a Chelsea fan, I'm not going to cry because we got, for someone that ain't pulled up any trees, been here for what, 12, 18 months. They made a little profit on him. Obviously, they're going to get some other sales. They got Estalvio, Cole Palmer, Pedro Neto's looked quite good during the Club World Cup. Gittins has come in. Probably some names I'm missing out. Keep it moving. I don't know if he was their best winger, personally. And I very much doubt that. But you know what? You play for Arsenal now. Do your thing. We keep forgetting Nwaneri picked up a hamstring injury towards the end of the season. Noni covers both Saka and Ethan. I hear that, but I disagree slightly in that, yeah. But when people say Noni replaces Sterling and he replaces Ethan, it's not to be disingenuous, but what replacing is there? These men are squad players. Big up Nwaneri. Want to see him get minutes and whatnot. Sterling never needed replacing. I hear it. He does provide cover. Does present a good impact. If he's the starting left wing, Noni, wish you all the best. Arteta, make sure it works. Because at this point, everything we do needs to make sense. Like with Noni, hopefully it's a hindsight thing. Everything needs to make sense. Because it does, there is an element that it does feel like an expensive gamble. We're betting on potential, which is great. But potential needs to be realized now. And again, you look at the attacking unit, there's too many hot and cold purple patch players. We don't really know what we're getting in that regards, man. What's missing can be coached, hopefully. I hope so. But also at the same time, 23 years of age. How much are you going to change? 40 more likes, people, to 100. How much are you going to change? Big up DG in the chat. If we don't get Gyokeres, Eze and or Rodrigo, Arteta and them have failed again in the transfer window. If we don't win a trophy and stay in the top 4 of the Prem, Arteta out. Boy, it is what it is. It is what it is. You still want Ben White? Ben White's a keeper, bro. We need Ben White. Love Timber. Ben White's calm here. We need Ben White. My defensive rank is probably the unit I'm the most happiest about generally. I know a couple man have left, couple man probably will leave, and not everybody's convinced, but we need Ben White, bro. Like Ben White and Timber is calm. And as we know, it's all fun and games, probably the first month of the Premier League season. Once it starts getting to back end of September all the way to the end of the year, you now got 2 games a week, 3 games in 10 days. People are playing for their country, start picking up injuries, potential suspensions, loss of form. You get where I'm going with it. I'd prefer Eze to Rodrigo anyways. I'd love both, but just put Eze in the bag, man. Just put Eze in the bag. I don't want to dream anymore. I don't want to dream about winning trophies. I don't want to dream about having a competent squad. I just want to go and get it. And that's not me being happy or negative. Just go and do it now. Because we've flirted with success. It's been so close, but so far. And football's cruel, man. It's a game that we all love, but it doesn't love us back. I'm tired of it now. Just get over the line. I'm tired of the what if thing now. Because when we was dead, we was 8th, we were just top 4, cool, we could accept it. Now we're flirting with things, top 6 record, defensive stats, beating Madrid, decent top 6 record, like going to Anfield and we're still not winning, but we're not getting battered, we're not getting pumped up anymore. We've actually got we've got something decent here. Don't let them gaslight you, people. They can call us bottlers and all of these things and mock us for finishing second and all of that. That's great. But if we're not getting mocked for finishing second and not getting over the line, that means we're quite close. I personally feel like the trajectory, we've come all this way. That's the Premier League trophy. And we're here, we're banging on the door. We're fucking about, if I'm honest with you. Now we've taken our foot off the gas. And I must admit, in the last 12 to 18 months, I'd love to have been a fly on the wall because Edu's probably been scheming on leaving. Jason Ito's been scheming on leaving. I do think there's been an element of complacency from the Cronkies because I do believe since 2022, 23, up until this point, I think we've been in this conversation a lot sooner. I think they think they've struck gold. Arteta's got them fighting for a Prem and all the question marks there. Let's be honest, they just care about top 4. They're probably they're going to start caring about European pedigree, which ours is weak. Arsenal fans, young and old, will agree. Ours is weak purely because the Club World Cup. You look at the money, especially for the foreign teams, Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid, Juventus, they're all laughing. That's maybe where the Cronkies are going to start thinking about Europe. But they're just happy to get top 4. And it seems like they've got a manager who's consistently going to get that. Anything beyond that is a bonus, man, which We deserve it. I know people will gaslight us and say you're entitled and that, but if you really rate this manager, really rate the players, really rate all of the stuff we've been doing, actually listen to what the players and the manager says, you would agree that it's time to get over the line. I'm not even doing all of this acting like everything's amazing or we lose, get rid of everyone, pitchforks for Arteta. But come on now, cut the crap, bro. At this moment in time, unfortunately, if you've ever watched the movies Mighty Ducks or Coach Carter, that's been us. And I'm not saying that to be disingenuous. This is the reality of the situation. And if I feel sorry for the fans like myself and you lot, I feel sorry for the players. Because how do they feel? They're the ones training with each other, reacting and, keeping going in difficult moments. Some of them have been here when it ain't been cool to rate Arsenal, when they've been slagged off and whatnot. How does it feel to ultimately be left with a sour taste of beating Real Madrid, but then you're out of the Champions League against PSG? Or, last day of the season, you finish second, but you're nowhere near it. Leading the Premier League title race for 200 odd days, and then you don't win it. Getting so close to the fact that, the league could have went either way one year to City or Arsenal, and ultimately ain't got there. And I think this is the season or last season where the bubbles pop, not positive or negative. I think the bubbles pop now. The project's done. It's now project get over the line. We ain't done that. And I think even the most negative or the most positive, acting like everything's amazing, they might not say it online or in a public domain, but they would understand that, man. Honestly, I think we peaked. Unless we reinforce, we won't beat other teams. Top four should be secure. Run up the likes. Miles like the Gyokeres link. Even they know we need a striker. And even that, like the players, I would love to know, but I wonder how they felt in January. Like Declan Rice kind of came with it and said, yeah, I'm sure we'll sign players, but I wonder how they're looking around. I feel sorry for the players. Someone like Odegaard, obviously, well, yeah, they did win major honours. I'm more thinking of the ending. Yeah, like I'm thinking of the players. Like Odegaard was rubbish last season, let's be honest, but he's playing on an injury because he don't want to let his teammates down. Kivio, I didn't rate him. I got a respect for him. He's stepping up against Madrid. Mikel Merino's had a tough start to life. When you remove the romance, a centre mid against the best team in Europe is playing up front. Again, when you remove the romance, this isn't sensible. 9 times out of 10, we do that. Real Madrid deal with us. Now, fortunately, the one time we actually benefited from it, but this isn't competence. When you remove the emotion, this isn't sensible stuff we're dealing with. People have been probably owed the people who got hamstring injuries, they're probably owed that. So it's time where the bubble pops. We need to reflect. We take the good, make it great. The evident areas of improvement that's crippling this football club to get into where they need to. Go and do it now. Go and do it. Let's wait until the transfer window ends, then judge. I agree with that. But the one thing I would say is I feel a lot of fans felt like that last summer. And we rocked up with Raheem Sterling in it. So again, all the stuff we need to do now, let's not lie to ourselves. We needed to do it last year. Marcel, big up yourself. RIP. It's a bit sad when I looked at your display picture. Big up Liverpool for retiring his number as well. May his soul rest in peace, man. I think Noni can play, man, and gives us a different thing. Looks a bit gangly. Is that a word? Maybe, but he has pace and can blast past people. I think we can get a tune out of him as a squad player. In terms of him, really being a genuine option instead of Bukayo Saka pushing him or really nailing down that left wing spot, that's where I'm like, we're betting a lot there. It's down to Arteta's got to make it work, but it's down to Noni Madueke now because you're coming to a club where a lot of people didn't like you. A lot of fans will give you a chance, but they're not really convinced. You want to go and play in the World Cup. If you were to get Eze and Rodrigo, I'm dreaming, but they're probably better strongly off that left. Come and do your thing. We give everybody a chance, and football's a fickle game. He's not the first, nor is he the last player that will be written off. This is why I like to have Kenny Ken and big them up, Kenny Ken and DJB on the platform. I'm only 30. I wouldn't have been there to remember, but apparently people used to chant about how Henry was dead. They would swear blind they never done that now. He come in and I look at the team and say, we have a good squad, especially in midfield. I think that Arsenal will have to overpay for Gyokeres. The lack of striking options available and Gyokeres contract having 3 years is a major hurdle. But hey, at some point, we're going to have to say it's not going to work, man. Eze is the most exciting transfer right now. The saga with Gyokeres is taking the excitement out of it, but bringing in Eze will have rivals worried. I don't know if rivals be worried about Eze because I just don't know, but I don't think Eze in isolation is enough. But Eze, somewhat of a statement signing, but even that, I'm confident we can fight for Eze, but you can't go to Crystal Palace on no idiot thing. We're not going to activate his release clause. We all know that. We're not just going to run the bread. So whatever favourable terms, make sure it makes sense for Crystal Palace, or they're not going to be on it, innit? I actually think we're going to get Gyokeres. Cool, banter me if we don't. I'm just a fan. I actually think we're going to go and get it done, but boy, And I know no two transfers are the same, but I think all of us Arsenal fans sat here and I know there's probably reasons we worked with Chelsea before, but the speed of this Madueke thing, like it feels like you blink, he's now basically an Arsenal player. Zubamendi was dragged out, Rice was dragged out, even Thomas Partey when we signed him was dragged out. Gyökeres is still dragging. It's been a week and there's really been no progress in it. I'm a Liverpool fan and I want to fight this season. Even if you win easy, it's still boring with no challenges. I'm not gonna lie, big up yourself, Rogue. But I would just like, I'm at the point I would have loved us to have been you lot and we're just running away with the title. I just want to win a trophy first. We win the Prem and maybe the champs and all that. Then we can start talking about, let's fight Liverpool, let's fight City. I just want to get over the line. And unfortunately, before, not in a disingenuous way, because you've got to look at Liverpool. You've got to look at what City have done in previous years because they've crossed into a terrain that we haven't yet. But I just feel I need my club to exhaust everything they can in mentally. I think we shoot ourselves in the foot. I feel we haven't won the league in the last 3 years because of us. Fair enough. I cut a bit of luxuries for the first year, 2022, 23. That wasn't expected. But yeah, you get where I'm going with it, man. And even Gyökeres, he's saying, I want to improve headers. We got players that will do the headers, broski. 82 likes. Come on, people. We're so close to 100. My question is, where is he going to cook? Because he ain't playing in the position he's best at. I wish I knew. Arteta's going to have to do that. He's going to have to. Arteta's going to have to. These signings, I'm exaggerating because you're on 15 mil a year. And even if we had a year last year, if the same year happens in that 2 semi-finals, second, gone out the FA Cup, on penalties, I can't sit here and say I think Arteta's going to walk or be sacked. Because we're not moving like a club that needs a sense of urgency. Gyökeres should be done by early next week. I hope so. The only club that stuck to a verbal release clause was Dortmund with Haaland, RB with Sesko, Spurs with Haaland, with Harry Kane, and now Sporting with Gyökeres. And that's the name of the game. If I was Sporting, I'm going to do that. I would want it to be resolved sooner rather than later, but I want my bread. Because we've probably got a sell-on clause to Old Coventry. We know about the striker market, and let's be honest, it's a bit of a it's a bit of a dickhead thing. Like, you don't want to look like a little man. Gyökeres and his agent are doing what they're doing. You need to look a bit brave, but at some point there's going to be a resolution. Like, to be honest, Gyökeres can strike as long as he wants. Sporting can play hardball. It's not going to get anywhere because at some point Arsenal or someone else is going to have to move away from this. Gyökeres, if you were to strike for the next month, you're not going to be fully match fit. They've got a player that's got a dark cloud over them. The quicker they sell, the quicker they reinvest and just keep it moving. This don't benefit nobody. I really think Douglas Luiz would have been a better option, or Camavinga instead of Norgard. I hear that. The club overpaid for Chelsea scrubs, so what's the difference? Paying 5 mil more. I hear you, but their club are probably just doing that because they believe they can. I'm not scared. Bring on all the hateful supporters on. I just wish, that it was about the football. By all means, you're allowed your opinion. You don't have to believe in anything. But I just feel people don't love football. Like, it's just the first. If you back Arteta to the cows come home, we win. Like, we beat Real Madrid. It's all the Arteta routes. And when we lose, rather than ask questions or be upset that your club lost, is get the gaffer out. I feel there's just too much unnecessary egos in our fan base. But fair enough, man. But yeah, I think Eze can play off the left, man. Mikel had a say on all 6 Chelsea players, but he has to make it work. I have seen Harry Winter's tweet. We get to 100 likes. We go over everything, mate. We go over everything. Football is about winning. It's not just about winning, but it definitely is about winning now. It's about winning now. It is about winning now. We've done everything else but winning. Everything Arteta has done, like off the field, has been geared towards winning. We are doing everything as a club, but actually winning. That 30 seconds that Mikel Arteta, when if we win at Wembley or something, that 30 seconds when you're lifting the trophy, all the pain is worth it. It's a double-edged sword because I don't think managers can celebrate too much. Like, you look at Arne Slot with Liverpool, I'm sure he celebrated and whatnot, but the minute they lifted that trophy, the players can celebrate, fans can. He's got to be thinking about how we do it again. That's it. That's what we need to do, and I think these players deserve it, and I think they need that appetite for it. I still think there'd be question marks, but I think we might be looking at this a bit differently if we picked up another FA Cup or a couple of League Cups along this journey. Do you think Nelson will stay as a squad player this season? No, he's on 100 grand a week. I don't think it makes sense for him to stay. Yeah, you could talk about depth, but you're not playing in it. He needs to either go to Fulham or go wherever where he can settle down roots. Needs to stay fit because he had 2 hamstring injuries last season. Apparently Fulham are still on him. Even at this moment in time, if we just look out wide, like, obviously, we all imagine Nwaneri is going to be an 8, a 10, give or take and whatnot, right? But he could get options off the right-hand side, innit? So, or out wide. So everyone would rather Wanyeri get minutes. Saka's going to get minutes. You just signed Madueke for 50 odd million. He's getting minutes. We don't know if they're going to stay. Well, I think Martinelli will, but Martinelli's getting more minutes. Trossard's getting more minutes. The man isn't fit right now, but if Gabriel Jesus gets fit, he gets more minutes. Nelson, remember there was what year was it? Ironically, 2022, 23. I know he's seen as a cult hero. Remember when he scored against Bournemouth? Maybe even the year after that. I'm sure there was times, where we had injuries. He's obviously on the bench, but I'm sure there was times he was the odd one out. And what I mean by that is we've relatively got a fit squad. He's not in the match day squad, if that makes sense. It's not going to help you. A couple men need to leave. Like Fabio Vieira, you need to think about your future. Nelson, you need to go. Of course, for these players that are linked with moves away or whatnot, I think everyone would love for Nelson to just work out. We'd all love it. He's a Halem boy. He's a good option, potential, etc. Unfortunately, this is just the way the game goes. And injuries, innit? Like, unfortunately, just needs to keep it moving. Just joined. What's happening in the news, DG? I don't know, but we will know when we get to 100 likes. We will. Big up, Jerome. Hey, chat. We have 300 in here. If you haven't liked or subbed to the channel, please do so. Not because I'm asking, but because this man genuinely deserves 70k. I've watched him grow up for months, years, but I hear it. Thank you, man. Bet man said best show in the world. You lot are too kind, man. As I always say, we're a football team here. We're a family. It's DG Nation. I'm Bukayo Saka. You lot are Mikel Merino. I'm just playing. You lot are the Sakas, man. I'm Arteta. But big up you lot, man. Big up you lot. Big up you lot. Must be why we signed them. Another 5-0 slumping, please. I hope so. I'd love him to score against Chelsea. Ironically, he scored against us. And you see, if you go and watch the goal he scored against us a few years ago, that's something I like about Madueke. I would say with Madueke, I like the fact that he wants to take people on. I think he's good on the transition, and I think he wants to get into the box. Unfortunately for him, it's all fun and games getting in the box. You need to get goals. You need to get assists. Decision-making needs to improve. You're 23 years of age. And even that, I just made a case of he's good on the counter and on the transitions. Football is on the transitions, but how many times do you see that at Arsenal? It's all low blocks, deep blocks. Teams aren't giving much space away, to which, not just with Madueke, because you could go and get all the players I want. I still think Arteta, I couldn't tell you how, it's above my pay grade, but he has to find a way to break down low blocks and be unpredictable. And we've known that not just last year, but the year before that. We all play for 3 points. Facts, man. It's now get over the line, man. I'm not on this courageous losers. And I just feel there's too much what ifs at our club. Like, we always think, what if the 14 draws were cut to 7? What if we got a striker last year? What if these guys stay fit? What if the referees? We got to make it happen regardless, man. Madueke is not a good signing. Everyone who's backing him now are going to be the same ones losing their head when the league starts. If he plays decent, I'll give him some more props then. Fire, I hear you, but I want, like, bro, you have to support him, bro. I'm not saying you have to. When I say support, I'm not doing the gaslighting thing where people start finding unnecessary positives. But at the end of the day, whatever we say about this guy, this man has signed for our football club. He's a 23-year-old human being that's signed for our football club. You're seeing 2,000 people don't want you here, no Madueke and all of that, bro. Support the man. You don't know what a new environment or a bit of belief can do. Am I expecting fireworks from Madueke? No. I'm not going. I'm kind of past the stage of the potential thing with certain players. I'm not seeing that, but I'm going to give you a chance, and I'm not going to blame you if it don't work. You didn't buy yourself. You didn't put 50 big boys on that. I hear you though, but I think everyone deserves support, whether I rate these players or not. And I think that goes for every club. I do think we forget, man, a human, you know. Oh, and DG, in my opinion, Madueke and Mascara signings are imperative to cover Saka and Saliba not signing new contracts, as they need to be sold or leave on the free. Please, man. Please don't put that seed in my mind about people leaving for free, man. Love for the super chat, man. Man said, Dangly, hit the likes. Guys, appreciate that. Why would anyone believe in a gentleman's agreement? I wish we lived in a world where people honored their word, but unfortunately, you lot know in football, words don't mean nothing. They don't mean nothing. It's a dirty game. It's business. And I hate to refer to football clubs as company and business, but it is that. It is that. And relationships can turn sour. Clearly, you think Gyokeres wants to get to this point of fines and whatnot. Who knows? Gyokeres could be right about, you said I could leave on a gentleman's agreement thing, and now you're selling me dreams. Who knows? He could have got the wrong end of the stick. Why? He could be capping about that. We never know. But at the end of the day, something has to give. Something has to give. We'll see so much playing styles last year. We fell back on set pieces, but we'll have a few tricks next season. We need to. Super chat Sunday, people. Frank, appreciate that. What was your best session with Mikel? I think you mean season. 2022-23, because I didn't expect that. I would say until the ending, obviously, the second half of the season before last. I would say initially, because there was a point where I personally think Arteta played a lot more exciting, the FA Cup as well. I'd say I think we played a lot more exciting football, and I think Arteta got a bit shocked from this first year of winning the league, and he's kind of gone the other way. But there was a point, yeah. I always say sometimes when you can see a manager's doing things, like ironically, I don't see it in an attacking sense. This is why I think Arteta needs to fix up tactically, because you could slap Rodrigo, Gyokeres, all of these things obviously up front. Obviously, there will be like the quality will shine through, but I don't think you'd be putting them like in the best foot forward. Where I look defensively, I think we played Man United. I don't remember, but there was a point. Anyways, long story short, maybe not so much the inverted left back, but you could see what Arteta wanted to do with the team defensively. And you could just see certain man with shit, if that makes sense. That Mustafi would make a mistake. Socrates is too basic on the ball. You could see, when you can see what somebody's trying to do. And I can't say I see that in an attacking sense. And I need to. That's what worries me a bit more with Madueke, because you've got tools, but we're not really using them. And one luxury I'll give to Madueke, God forbid, if Saka gets injured, at least we have a decent option off the right. But I'm not expecting fireworks, man. I genuinely rather Wanyeri get the minutes, if I'm brutally honest. But naturally, I'm going to be a bit biased, because like you lot, I want to see Donny play, man. Him and a striker turns this transfer window from a 3 out of 10 to an 8 out of 10. Got to get some sales, though, man. It's prime for Noni to rub it into people's faces. And that's what we want to do, I don't really care about rivals, but shove it to rivals, but also shove it to fans. Madueke is a better man than me. You see if it works out for me. I know the majority of Arsenal fans might have concerns about me, but they'll back me. You see, if I score, I'm doing all that stuff Saka did, doing all of that. Because, again, not that social media is really relevant, but he's even turned off his notifications. You've got people DMing abuse. Obviously, whether you want Madueke or not, most people can talk about it from a footballing point of view. Once it crosses over the line into that, no one don't accept that. But unfortunately, that's it. Bro is 30. You look about 21. Big up. Come on. Appreciate that. Gally, you see, hairline intact. Shout me, allegedly. Do you think Rodrigo is strong enough for the PL? The Athletic said, ironically, Arsenal and Premier League clubs worry about him physically, but that's like one con to all the pros. Naturally, I think that's some. I can't lie, I believe ballers can play, man. If you're a baller, you can be a baller, man. Just give him the ball, do your Brazilian things, and let's cut out, man. I'll watch Arsenal live if SA comes. He's so skillful. Yeah, no Club World Cup watch along. Family day later today, man. Rodrigo could get found out in the Premier League. He's hot and cold sometimes. I do think Arsenal fans are painting him as the Messiah unnecessarily. I do think there's that. But if you've got Rodrigo, if you've got Saka, if you've got the bad boy up front and all of that, when Rodrigo does have those hot and cold moments, we need him to eradicate that and diminish that. But also other players pick up the burden. There's only few players in the league that, in my opinion, are going to show you that kind of level of consistency. Bukayo Saka, Mohamed Salah, Isak, Haaland, players of that ilk. But then even that, I'm sure all the names I said there's probably been times where they've probably had a slump and whatnot. I just think it's very naive if we're doing this betting on one man for 38 games. I always give the example. If we sign Gyokeres first 10 games, we get on like a house on fire. He's scoring. We're doing what we need to do. We're getting 3 points. But that's the first 10 games. What if game week 11 comes in? We're just having a bad day. It's not working for Saka. Gyokeres, it's not working. You might need Madueke off the bench or whatever for a moment of brilliance. Look at Liverpool. Darwin Núñez could leave. How many times did Darwin Núñez either score or assist or just do that kind of thing? Even Harvey Elliott last year. This is why if we learn, but I think most Arsenal fans didn't even learn this last year. We know we needed depth, but last year, if you were living under a rock, served as to why we need depth. There's different protagonists every week, man. Horses for courses and all of that. Big up DG. Honestly, from how hard Gyokeres has pushed for this move, he's bound to get it cracking as soon as he lands. It's inevitable. Gyokeres, you can't do anything more for me to be convinced by you. Obviously, we could talk about you as a footballer. Check out the video we did yesterday. We went over his interview with L'Equipe. The way, like, imagine, it'd be nice to sign a striker that says, I want to score. I think I'm one of the best strikers in the world and all of that. We've got a striker. You lot know I love Jesus. With goal scoring isn't my strong point. He's got that dog in him. He's doing everything he can to move. If I was him, and I think Arsenal need to give him that 2 million quid, but he's willing to give up 2 million. He's left his wife. He's doing all he can. So yeah, DG question: what if we don't get a striker but just Eze? Just put the FA Cup in the bag. We're not serious then. We're not serious. It can't be a good transfer. Even if you were to sign me, I'm exaggerating. No, let me not lie. If you sign Prime Lionel Messi, it'd be cool. But if you go and get Rodrigo, Eze, I don't think we're getting Rodrigo. But if you get Rodrigo, Eze, address all the other squad areas, but there's no striker, then it's the same old, really, because there's going to be a time where we just need a cold-hearted killer. What number do you think Madueke will take? You know what? If I was him, I'm trying to get 10 or 50 or 14 just to piss you lot up. But honestly, I don't have a clue, man. Bro, it's done. I would be happy about Eze, but that tells me nothing changes. You might as well slap Eze in a false 9, then, innit? If he gets 14. You know what? If Eddie and Nketiah could wear 14, why can't he, man? Liverpool's difference maker late on was always Salah this season. He'd do nothing for like 60 minutes and then curl one bottom corner in the 75th minute. Boy, that's why they get paid a lot. There's way better players for depth, though, much better than Madueke. I don't think you're wrong, but at the end of the day, Donny signed now, innit? Like, Donny signed now. We can bitch about it. Donny has signed now. Like, he is at the club now. Support the man. Praise him when he does well. Critique him. And for me, my energy is not with Madueke. Fair enough, Arteta, you're the manager, and you've made a lot of unpopular decisions that us commoners wouldn't do. But you spent 50 million on him. You need to make that work. Because you're either going to look like a genius or an idiot. Them signings, there is no in between. If he does the business off the left and it's a master stroke and that is where it is. If it's the same trash that we get from Chelsea, issues. Allegedly, we're led to believe Sporting wants 70 million. I think Sporting are damaging their reputation. Future players won't trust the club. They also did this with Spurs. Yeah, but they did it with Bruno Fernandes. Ultimately, United obviously got the guy and they'll do this again. I hear you, but people are gonna go Sporting, man. Like, let's be honest. We know Sporting's project. Maybe not so much now, but the Sportings, the Benficas, the Portos, obviously due to off-field issues, not really shapped to the nets, but they signed these players primarily from South Africa or players that are keen to make a name for themselves. They obviously can win trophies at Sporting, play in the Champions League, do things, but they get you for pennies. They're gonna sell you on for pounds, really. So I don't think that will change much, really. I think it should serve as a reminder. Make sure you've got cold-hearted evidence in your contract. Is I's have been dotted, T's have been crossed. You can leave for X, Y, Z. No gentleman's agreement, because clubs are gonna promise you everything. It's just a game, bro. Big up DG. I can't lie, as a United fan, does piss me off. You guys just don't do the business you actually need to get done. You man have done everything else bar getting a striker, and that's the thing with Arteta. Yeah, when it's all said and done, I don't know if I trust you in the attacking phase yet, like the attacking half of the pitch. Tactically cool, you can do a thing, but I think there's too many misses or too much mixed bags up front. You know, two of your best attackers, you didn't buy them in it. Like Saka was here, cool, you improved him, he's doing his thing. Waneri's come on the scene. Fair enough, you bought Trossard. I think Trossard, money well spent. Pardon me, Havertz, accidental striker. Marino, accidental striker. You brought Willian, that was shit. Madueke give you a chance, but I can't really say I'm excited. It's one where really and truly we have to see. Now I hear you, Fire. You're not wrong. I'm speaking in general, because you're saying give the man a chance. A lot of people are just onto the guy, bro. Like, unnecessarily. Verbal agreements is binding in UK contracts. Is it really though, N16? Big up you. I swear I've met you in real life. Big up you. Is it really though? Because say me and you have a gentleman's agreement. I'm gonna give you my YouTube channel. If I just said that with words, who said what? WhatsApp. Even if I WhatsApped you, I could say someone took my phone. Like, wait, how? How do you put the legality into a gentleman's agreement? Surely it has for it to be legally blinding. I'm not a lawyer, but surely it has to be on a contract. Gentleman's agreement, X amount of money. DG can leave that club for whatever. If it's just verbal and whatever, there's no way of defining that. Because really, we don't know the truth. Gyokeres could be telling the truth. He could also be chatting shit. Everybody's hands are dirty, you know. Big up Croydon. Oh, another country. Contract, offer, acceptance, consideration. A witness to the agreement. It's true, but what if the witness is a liar as well? Price don't matter. If you want big trophies, price don't matter when it comes to talent. It seems like we're only prepared to pay over the odds or make unpopular decisions when it's players that are not wavy. Fair enough, we got Rice, but what would you not even say is big money in today's day and age? Because 50 million, for me, for Madueke, that's big money, and I think 50 million is still big money, but 50 ain't really nothing. But for us, cool, Declan Rice, money well spent. You spent 50, to be fair, you spent 50 on Ben White. It worked, which is why I'm kind of confident when we spend big money in the defensive third. But 65 on Kai, 50 on Madueke, expensive free signing in Willian. So a bit, I don't really know about this. You know what I mean? The president is a piece of work. He reminds me of my manager for Whiteleaf. Arteta is not the one haggling over Millie. DG, you watching the game tonight would have been good if Madueke was playing. Hear it, man. Big up, Henry. I'm off to go watch our first preseason game against Preston. Peace out, DG. Catch you on the next one, my guy. Come on. I wish I could trust words, but I don't know, man. Dude, if we are paying that much for Madueke, we should be paying 70 for Gyokeres. I hear you. I hear you. Sporting calling out Arsenal is like the boxer that talks too much trash and gets knocked out 5 minutes in. I hope so. They did it with Puro too. It's just a Tuesday. It's just a Tuesday for Verandas. What happened to Balogun? It's over there at Monaco, innit? DG, is there an argument that supporting Madueke before he earns it makes the club more likely to do dodgy signings again in this future? I hear the thinking, but they're gonna sign whoever they're thinking. Like the club have done unpopular decisions. They weren't unanimously agreed that people wanted Arteta to get the job, let alone get a new deal, bring in Havertz, do all of these things, not sign people in January of this year, let alone. Do you remember when we missed out on top 4 to Spurs? I think we lost to Spurs and Newcastle. What really is going to change? I don't believe in blind. Don't get twisted. I'm not saying blindlessly support, but he hasn't done anything. This man has wanted to shine for our football club. Put yourself in Madueke's shoes. Maybe he wants to play for us. Maybe he wants to be around the England Dons. Maybe Arteta has told him we can win trophies and do things. One club has told him they're not wanted. I think he deserves a level of support, and he's coming to our family. Everyone gets support. Obviously, I'd say you have to earn my trust. There's very few players in that squad I trust, but you all get support. If we're trying to win trophies, there's only X amount of players I trust that can really be part of this thing. But he needs to, bro, you need to support him. Watch us lift the big boy today. You Arsenal watch and learn that's done. Fuck you, mate. Madueke was 48 million with 4 million add-ons if we win the league. Mikel said in March that Chelsea are the best attacking team in the league by a country mile, especially in open play. Makes sense why we keep getting Chelsea attacking players. Makes sense why we're still not scoring enough goals. And when you look at Chelsea, they're a lot faster on the transition than us. So we're going to need to do something from a scouting perspective. Rice is definitely worth the money considering the amount of clubs are paying for players nowadays. We should have bought Kudus purely because we owe West Ham. Like, we owe West Ham. Like, Rice is fucking mustard, mate. I'll tell you that. Like, I can't lie, I bred Rice. Rice could just pass the ball 5 yards. I'll say I've never seen it before. I just love Declan Rice, man. Like, I knew he was good, but I didn't know he was this good. We only overpay when Arteta wants a player. N16 verbal agreement is viable if there's consideration. But I'm not going to lie, just pay the P's, man. You don't want Fabio Vieira on loan or sign? I'm not a fan of Madueke, but I'll still back him regardless. The club and its results are all that matters, which is true. And I must admit, the more our fans don't want Madueke, I'm talking for the people that are doing too much with the petitions and the hashtags and the abuse. The more people draw him out, the more I want to back him. I don't know why, but yeah, I do. We got 100 likes yet. Chelsea holding licks today, minimum by half a dozen. I think they might surprise PSG, man. And Chelsea are pissing me off, man. We're the only team that's got all the European trophies. And if they get the Club World Cup, fair enough. But I'm tired of it, man. Hey, big up you lot. We have over 100. Like, someone could have pressed the bell or whatever. Rice is definitely a baller, man. Rice definitely a baller. Rio Ferdinand's comments were hypocritical. I don't think he was wrong in jest, but I don't think they come from a place of... Honesty is not the right word, but when I think these figureheads, when like they're talking, like not necessarily for retweets, they just want to, a bit like Gary Neville, you just want to be seen saying the right things. I doubt the sincerity of it, I guess I'm saying. But I do think he's right in the overkill and whatnot. But come on, man, these ex-pros that are moving into the media, they just chat shit. They just like, this is why they're doing what they're doing, innit? But yeah. It was a Jada Kiss morning for me, man. But anyways, let's get into this. You would have seen yesterday, I'm not going to read this one again because we have gone over it, but you would have seen yesterday, Gyokeres is not intending to report for sporting training. He's pursuing his Arsenal transfer. Since then, the situation has developed and he is to be fined and told to apologize after he missed his sporting return. And that was by the president. Going over this now, people. Yesterday night, you would have seen Viktor Gyokeres will be fined by Sporting and told to apologize to his teammates after missing his deadline to report to pre-season training, the club's president has said. Arsenal are working to sign Gyokeres and have a 5-year deal prepared, subject to an agreement being reached over a fee, with 2 clubs in advanced talks. The Sweden international's absence from training does not come as a surprise, with The Athletic reporting on Friday that the striker did not intend to turn up as he pursues a move to Arsenal. Gyokeres believes Sporting president Varandas has renegated on a pact to let him go for 60 million euros plus 10 million euros, which Arsenal have already surpassed, but still no agreement is in place on the fee. So as much as we're crying about the 5 million, If it says we've obviously, that tells me that the way we've figured up the deal is not making sense to Sporting. But if we've given them, you want 60 plus 10 and we're running you with that, why, like, can you begrudge the club for saying, bro, you lot are taking the piss? Like, we need a striker, but you want 5 more million. Fuck that, Ollie Watkins at home. I'm not saying I want that, but yeah, man. You said this last time about Havertz, DG, and I watched you lose it when he misses goals and trip himself over. It's true. But again, I accept them for whatever. I accept him for whatever. You're right. I don't get mad at Havertz missing tap-ins. I think Havertz is an enigma, if I'm completely honest with you. Because on one hand, I don't think it's worked out, but I think it's worked out a lot better than I thought. I think he's been one of our more consistent and reliable attackers, and he's been excluding Saka, he scored the most goals apart from Saka, which tells you he's making the difference. Now, for me, I think that is nonsense, because if I am saying that about a player that's not clinical, we're not really trying to get over the line. But I can't get mad. If Madueke does the same BS he does at Chelsea, I'm going to be vexed, but it's not me anymore. You never bought yourself, people. So it is what it is, man. But you're right. I'm going to lose it. Same way when, bro, I love Bukayo Saka. We all lost it when Saka missed from two yards against PSG. The bar's been on the floor, bro. We're signing dickheads. Let's be real. Like, pardon my language. We're signing guys that are not inspiring. But just because I don't rate you, don't mean I won't give you a chance. Prove me wrong, Madueke. And listen, I am not sitting here telling you he's going to be the best thing since sliced bread, Ronaldinho, all of that stuff. I'm just saying I'm going to give the man a chance. I hope for the best. I'm not going to do the pylon thing. If I'm going to get vexed at anyone, it's Mikel Arteta. Don't know why you thought 50 big boys was great on that. Make it work, innit? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I'm going to give the man a chance. That's it. I hope he cooks. I hope he cooks. But boy, and Arteta, come on, man. You don't allow me with the Madueke stuff now, man. Don't ruin my Sunday. But anyways, their president has said, we're calm. Everything will be resolved with the closing of the market, a heavy fine, and an apology to the group. If they, in brackets, interested clubs don't want to pay their fair market value for Viktor, we are comfortable with that for the next 3 years. The length of his contract, puffing out chest. Clearly just puffing out chest. Just puffing out chest. What does that tell us? Varandas then said that recent events did not make the 27-year-old's exit from Sporting more likely, and reiterated that we'd not be pressured into a transfer. If the geniuses who are devising this strategy think that this puts pressure on me to facilitate the exit, they are not only completely wrong, but also making the player's exit even more complicated. No one is above the club's interest, whoever they may be. I mean, I hear that, people. Sammy Moltbell has said Arsenal target Viktor Gyokeres faces Arsenal Sporting disciplinary action. Him and his advisors are not idiots. You don't turn up when you're told to. I think this is the second time he's missed it. Naturally, obviously, fines and all of these things. Everything is being calculated. Sporting are calculating how they're moving for a reason. Arsenal the same. Gyokeres and his camp the same. There's nothing by chance. Nothing is a coincidence. But yeah, people. Apparently, last week, Berta had face-to-face talks with Gyokeres in Portugal. Free Gyokeres, man. Gyöker, just Glock 9. Just stay calm. It's happening. My sources have told me it's happening. What source? I don't know. I'm just chatting shit, but I think it will. It's not the same. DG Saka is our boy. He don't miss that often. It's a regular thing for Havertz. He misses like 4 to 5 chances a game. It's true. But if I know that from you, how can I get vexed? Fire, I agree with you, you know. Stop the civil war. I agree with you. I'm just saying I'm going to support Donny. I have faith in Berta. He's a widely old fox. I hope so, bro. HP source. Trust. I ain't got no sources. Arsenal, don't do this to me. We need to get Gyokeres now. Like, this man has done everything for us now. We need to get him. Man said, trust me, wallahi, bro. We need to get him. It's happening. I'll delete my YouTube channel if he does it. We're getting Gyokeres. Trust me. But then there is a YouTuber who sits here and says, you know, never trust someone who says, trust me, people. But on a serious note, sources have told BBC Sport that talks are ongoing with Arsenal, who are still hopeful of striking a deal, with their most recent proposal for the 27-year-old totaling about 70 million euros, 60 million, including add-ons. Last month, they said that there's no gentleman's agreement and he wouldn't be able to leave for 70 million. It would be his release clause. So, boy, we'll have to see, man. They're puffing out a lot of chest with this guy, people. Record are reporting, pardon me, Arsenal make no progress in negotiations with Sporting over Gyokeres. At this stage, expectations remain far from optimistic. The North Londoners have yet to open new negotiations following 2 failed attempts to sign this week. But you might as well punch up the president, man. Just force him to do this, man. Henry Rinter has spoken. Henry Rinter, I don't really like you, you know. I know I shouldn't say this, but I don't really like you. And why I don't like you has got nothing to do with this. I don't like you. I remember once I was talking something around racism in football happened. And he made a tweet that I felt, you're talking on something you don't understand. And he said something, he was along the lines of, oh, well, John Barnes told me, like, bro, sorry, does John Barnes speak for every black person? Shut up, man. But anyways, yeah, on train into King's X. What's King's X? I don't know. For Talksport show, should be a good week for Arsenal. Madueke and Mascara in. Gyokeres fee virtually agreed. Just at the add-ons debate instead. You know what, Henry Winter, I take that back. You know what, I like you now because you're saying it's virtually agreed. Yeah. Plus dealing with agents' substantial cut in brackets and Arsenal being strong on that. So is the agent just trying to chop bread? Because we even heard the agent. Remember there was a rumor around, like, with he's got a gentleman's agreement with Sporting. If somebody bids that and Sporting don't accept it, the agent's owed some peas. I don't know what's going on. King's Cross. Why couldn't he say that? DG, I digress. Do you like the leaked blue and red away kit? I do, you know, and Arsenal's pissing me off because you get me my striker and Eze and all this, bro. I want to buy the merchandise. Take my money. I want the free kits. I see the shirts. Might have to buy I wouldn't call it carnival wear, but carnival wear. I'm not going to lie, Arsenal. I'm putting a lot of work. I should be sent these things for free, bro. I shouldn't be paying for none of these kits anymore. I'm one of the most civil YouTubers as well. You know what? I might start getting onto you lot. But on a serious note, yeah. So that tells us we're being strong about agent fees. Gyokeres is obviously very keen to go to Arsenal in brackets and will need to he'll need to do a farewell letter to Sporting. Stop using these smart words. Maybe needs another word with his agent. Get the deal done. Also busy week on potential outgoings, generating income from Kivior, Nelson, Trossard, Fabio Vieira, and Zinchenko. I would love to keep Zinni, but I've always said to you, I think he's going to say, you know what, Gaffer, I want to go. I remember how good I am. I remember how good I can be when I'm playing in my position on a consistent basis. I know Magalhaes is in front of me. And again, I want to maybe Kivior's changed now because Real Madrid he's put his name into the shop window. But how far would you not reckon Kivior's in the shop window? I mean, in the pecking order for centre half. I don't think he features that highly, so I wouldn't begrudge him. And he is someone that could bring us some money. My only fear with Kivior is he's linked with a lot of Italian clubs, right? And yeah, we want to get 30, 40 million. But I just think, you know how the Italian clubs stay, oh, we're broke. We ain't got no money. Can we get a loan with an option? If it's not loan with obligation, forget all of that, people. But yeah, Trossard, I don't feel comfortable letting you go until we get, you know, random Joe blogs in. Rodrigo, I'm going to keep saying it until it's a reality. Eze, and I don't really feel comfortable about that. Zinni, you need to cut. Nelson, with a heavy heart, you need to cut. Fabio Vieira, it's been overdone. Shout to you for nutmegging Messi in the Club World Cup, though. Arsenal virtually agreed if he was Sporting for Viktor Gyokeres and are just debating the add-ons and agent commission involved in the deal. In Berto we trust. Tranquillo, don't listen to the noise, people. If this gives you any, I don't know the words, but any like comfort, people, you look in 2020. 5 years ago, people. Federico Varandas informed Bruno Fernandes last night that Sporting would not accept Man United's current offer. Fernandes' response was that of anger, saying, "You cut my legs off in the summer, and I waited until Jan." Now, where did he end up? So clearly, this guy lacks to do all of this nonsense, people. The club sources have revealed that Arsenal's camp and Viktor Gyokeres' camp have not been affected by Varandas' comments yesterday, with the Gunners expecting it to happen and talks continue. Exactly. Let him chat, boy. Some boy chat too much. We're going to get this done, man. I know you're not going to do this to me. You're not going to do this to Gyokeres. I can't lie. I won't forgive you, Arsenal, if you do this to Gyokeres. He's done too much. Even if it doesn't work and you're a flop, God forbid, you got a supporter in me, man. You've done too much to make this move happen. Again, we have dreamed of a striker. This man is what we need. If he will do all of this to get moved to us and he speaks like this, what the hell do you think he will do to score goals, people? On if he's one of the best strikers in the world, I'm definitely one of them. It's difficult to rank me, but I'm at the same table as them. What I've managed to do at Sporting, I'm convinced I can do anywhere. You haven't seen the best of Gyokeres yet. I mean, Sterling said something similar, but you get the point. Abel Javier, didn't you used to be a baller? I ain't making this up. I'm only 30. You used to play for Middlesbrough. There's something stronger than the 5 million difference in Gyokeres' valuation that makes the situation in this state. What I've achieved at Sporting, I'm convinced I can achieve anywhere. You haven't seen the best of Gyokeres yet. And then look. Yeah, but Sterling was an idiot. Big up Sterling, though, but it weren't the same. Sporting wants 70 million euros guaranteed with no add-ons for Gyokeres. Arsenal's stance is to offer 65 million with potential performance-related add-ons of 5 million plus 10 million, taking the overall value of the package to 80 million euros. Perry Grove, ex-Arsenal, and said, my sources tell me, and I'm not making this up, Gyokeres was a Gooner as a little kid. He's always supported Arsenal, and it's been well documented that he wants to come to us. Come on. Freddie, chat to your boy, man. He's failed to report to training. He's targeting the move. He has no intention of joining their preseason preparations, and Sporting are playing hardball. Next week, we're signing you, man. Liverpool apparently want Rodrigo, the latest club to register interest. Everybody's crying about Nwaneri. Understand Arsenal have made progress in recent days for Ethan Nwaneri's new deal. The club has presented vision/project for Nwaneri in upcoming years, including discussions on game time. Arsenal hope to get green light on new contract soon. I can't understand Arabic. One day I will. Carl Hein is drawing interest from Sevilla. They want him on loan with an option to buy. I hear that, but they did that with Lokonga. We need permanent peace for you. You need to cut. Noni Madueke, as we know, is currently in England. People returning from America, putting the final touches on his move from Chelsea to Arsenal. We did hear the Athletic say that we liked Lookman, but we reckoned he was too expensive or didn't want to, deal with Atalanta for their asking price. It's neither here nor there, just a bit of conversation for us. Atalanta would be willing to negotiate the sale of Ademola Lookman for less than 50 million euros. Would that have been better? Okay, hindsight can change things. Would you have felt more comfortable with going for Ademola Lookman than Madueke? Smash the like button and subscribe. Again, 48 million plus 4 million in add-ons is what Sky Sports is saying is the final fee for Mandukes. Arsenal remain interested in Rodrigo despite them finalising a deal for Madueke. I'll believe that when I see it. So, yeah, man, we're moving close. Kivior could leave Arsenal this summer. Bayern Munich apparently are interested in Leandro Trossard, and he's one of the candidates if the club cannot sign Luis Diaz. I hear it. It's an easier operation than obviously Martinelli. Big up Louis Copley as well, people, for that new deal. Big up Santi for his new contract at Oviedo. To be fair, we could do with you for a year. You are going to change our lives. I will hold my licks. Even if Zubamendi has a struggling period at Arsenal and they start calling him Zubamendi, I might lose battles, people. But I promise you I'll win this war. This man is going to change our lives. You don't have no idea how good Zubamendi is going to be for us. This is the only level-raising signing we have right now. Hold me to it. I'm either not so deluded or I am deluded. I rarely do this. This is an Arsenal midfielder, literally, of course. But you get the point, man. I'm actually very excited about you, Zubamendi, They don't know. They have no clue what you're going to do for us. So, yeah, Madueke, people, has left Maresca's Chelsea side imminently. He's obviously travelled. He's set to do his medical stuff at this moment in time. Apparently, his medical is set for Tuesday. And he will follow Kepa, Martin, Zubamendi, Norgard. We hope Mosquera, who some say we will complete a move for him this week. Henry Winter has said that. I hope so. Hurry up and make the move, man, before we don't want you no more. Two Premier League clubs are interested in signing Rodrigo, but Real Madrid have placed a club record price tag on the player. Apparently, he's available for transfer this summer after falling down the pecking order at Madrid and failing to impress. I forgot his name now, Xabi Alonso, people. We know it's going to cost bread. Apparently, they're demanding 120 to 130 million. Fair enough. And he will demand a net salary of 12 million euros. So that's about 10 million quid. I wish I could have a salary like that. I'm saying it like it's £10, mate. He means King's Cross Station. What kind of gentrified nonsense is that from Henry Winter? I've never seen someone say King's X. Just say King's Cross, bro. We're actually a very good team in the champs. I had Madueke in my fantasy team started last season. So you saw a hat-trick and got horny. They don't know how good Zubamendi has allowed them. They're going to be here next summer talking about who they scouted, though. Bro, Zubamendi's changing our lives. Super media is crazy. I'm not going to lie. Zubamendi is a great slander name. And I'm going to say this on record as well, completely off topic, yeah. I'm not slandering Chelsea players anymore. I saw a tweet and it's true. We should stop slandering Chelsea players because we end up signing them. There's a couple players I used to diss and we actually ended up signing them. I used to diss Danny Welbeck, who ironically I think would be a good signing for us right now and help us. I used to diss Danny Welbeck, and God forgive me, I'm not perfect. I remember when he was doing his medical because it was England duty and England were training at London Coley. I was praying to God that the medical failed. There's something wrong, whatever. Sorry, Danny Welbeck. I've got to be honest. He was players. There's certain players at clubs. They're easy targets. I got at him. I used to call Raheem Sterling, Shelley Ann Fraser, and then we signed him. I used to get at if I show you lot my WhatsApp group, you lot would think I'm shameless even saying back Madueke. I used to draw him out. Kai Havertz, I used to draw you out. Kepa, I used to draw you out. I didn't draw out Norgard, but I kind of hated you, Norgard, for the Martinelli tackle, but always forgiven now. So I am not dissing their players anymore. In fact, let's put something into the air. Caicedo's rubbish. Cole Palmer's rubbish. Estavio's rubbish. Please don't sign him, Arsenal. Please. Now, Welbeck was calm. I can't buy him anymore. Lookman's salary versus Madueke's difference. Forget the sign-on fee. Fair play, fair play. I must admit, though, I could be wrong, and I'll hold my hands up. I think it's naive if anyone thinks Madueke is on 50 grand. He might not be on 100, but really? You think he's do we really think going from Chelsea and one big club in this Premier League to another in Arsenal, he's staying on 50? He might be on 55, 60, 70, 80, maybe even 100. Nelson's on that. If your agent's decent, bro, I'm 23. You want me to sign a 5-year deal? Give me some bread, bro. Honesty is the best policy. So I'm not buying Chelsea players no more because we end up getting them. Probably 50k with hefty bonuses. I think the base salary's got to be, well, again, no two situations are different. But Chelsea didn't try force him out. It weren't a thing where Sterling, they were saying, yo, you're going to be doing 23s. Madueke was one where they're saying, okay, we've brought in Gittins. Pedro Neto's better than you. With João Pedro's coming. We're trying to do other things. We want to sell. You can help us make some bread. Arsenal are replying nitties from us. Go over there, innit? So I don't think he was forced out. I don't think it's a I hope it is. I hope you're on the same wages. Not that I should care about our wage structure because I ain't seeing a penny. Arsenal employ me, but you get the point. I don't think it's 50 grand. Put yourself in his shoes. Are you gonna join Arsenal for 50 grand? That's an idiot thing to me. Welbeck won me over. He did win me over, and I hope Madueke can win me over. I was sad to see Welbeck go. Unpopular opinion, and this is gonna sound mad and probably tells you why we need to get our act together. At this moment in time, Madueke, Martinelli, Trossard, if we assume Danny Welbeck was here, I think I'm playing Danny Welbeck off the left. I think he's a better, more consistent option. You ever thought that Arsenal have a different knock, DG? We do have a different knock, but we're knocking for some dickhead players. You watch football? No, I don't. What do you mean? That's my point. Oh, that's in the chat. Any more on Gyokeres? Nah, that seems to be it, Jenna. Madueke is playing for Arsenal. Don't forget, for him, that's a game changer. He'll prove himself. I just hope new environment and he buys into stuff because I need you to buy into stuff. I need you to want to improve. The major and only improvement I care about just by looking at you, Madueke, is goals and assists. Because it's another player on paper. You do good things. You get into good areas, but goals and assists. That's what's going to make you 23 now. You're not a little boy no more. You know, you've had some good moments. You've had some bad moments. It's not growing up, but it's now time to realize that. And I'm making this into a video, yeah. I'm making this into a video because I'm going to do a tactical video about Madueke. I was actually up doing the first part of it till 5 a.m. this morning, people. So smash the like button. That's the work you don't see. And I will include a segment about this, but you don't know I'm a Wenger baby. I hope this is the same thing. Remember when Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain obviously ain't got no relevance to Arsenal Football Club, but 23 is not young anymore. And I think Wenger spoke about this, people. He's not young anymore. Where is it? Yeah. Just forget the fact that this is about Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain and just think of equate it to Madueke or anyone else around them ages there. He's now 23. And at 23, you become a football player who is the finished article. Before 23, you learn your job. At 23, you become more consistent. You know what's expected of you. You know how to deal with the pressure, with the situation, with the competition inside the squad. What are we saying with that? And I don't think this part's relevant, but it might. Again, if you forget the fact that this is about Arsene Wenger speaking on Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain and just food for thought with Madueke, but he's so talented, so young, in the national team, so young, people forget he's still a young player. I think he has added some belief to his finishing. Now we have to hope that whenever he has the ball, something can happen. He's powerful, but he also finishes very well. He's added that to his game. That's certainly linked with confidence, hard work in training, and he looks to be following Walcott in the same way. I hope that, especially with the training thing, because just by doing some research, Maresca's been very critical of your consistency, leaving you out of matchday squads and your application in training. I would say just by doing some research on the whole Chelsea stuff with Madueke, it seemed like that was more prevalent with Pochettino. Now, clearly Arteta can have no concerns about that because you signed the man and new environment can change things. And he is 23. I don't want to, and this goes for all players, I don't want to label people because when we were younger, we probably all done silly things and things can change with maturation. But these are the things that have to change. So hopefully that provided some thoughts. Salah and De Bruyne were from Chelsea, yeah, but even then they were held in high regards. And even Salah went and done his thing in Italy. And De Bruyne was always tight. Chelsea fans were up in arms about him going. I don't think they were about that. And actually, you know, Jose was there. Jose actually didn't want to get rid of Kevin De Bruyne and Salah. It's just them two, and it worked out. They had different ideas for themselves. I'm done with Arsenal being the club that revives people's careers. We've been doing it for 20 years and nothing's changed. Same fans were moving mad about Kai Havertz signing, wouldn't give him a chance until they see the difference when these players actually come good. Give Noni a chance. The guy's got potential. He's talented. I used to diss Jesus instead. I never diss Jesus. The only thing I've been wrong about a lot, but there was a couple of things I've been right on, and you lot hated me at the time, and unfortunately I was proven right. I used to say with Jesus, I get the premise. Give him a platform to show he can be an out-and-out goal scorer. I said, forget that. Look at what City did with him. Still signing, but do the same thing. If you score goals, that's a bonus. You're a squad player. I told man Pepe is not going to work. We got bumped. He had a good 18 months and he was still hot and cold. I told man Lacazette will be a good player. It's not going to bang for us. We're not going to get out the hood. Probably what summed up my YouTube career is when I said Emre's not the guy. When we was going on the unbeaten run and gassing it, people were like, you're crazy. It's like, no, you're not watching the games. We're having to steal it in the last minute against Cardiff. We're saying he's so great. He changes things in the second half of games at half time. If you have to keep doing that on a consistent basis, you're setting us up in the right way. Who am I, though? I'm just a fan. It's easy to have all the answers, bro. So, yeah, man. Tis what it is, guys and girls. It is what it is. Hate is a strong word, man. Bear fans called Kevin De Bruyne the media. Now, look, let me talk. So, Arsenal are signing Gyokeres. I agree with Wenger. At 23, you're not a youth anymore. And that's why Madueke is a growing up thing now, because it's not, you're with your England boys, Arteta, you're in the Premier League, you're still in London. Actually, I think he grew up in Hertfordshire, so you might be closer to your family. But, brother, it's now time to realize your potential, because obviously a football career is short. It might not seem short, but you blink and you miss it. Blink and it's done. And you don't want to look back at stuff. You've achieved a lot, but you don't want to look back. Football career is short. I'm seeing in my 30 years, I'm kind of cool with it now, but I'm in that weird stage, or I was in that weird stage of players I used to watch. Actually, wonder kids I used to watch are now, either retiring or they're managers in their own right, or players, let's just say that, Xabi Alonso. I've seen a teenage success Fabregas. Now look at him. Wayne Rooney the same. You get where I'm going. Before you blink, it's done. It's done. Just the other day, Saka was number 77 or whatever the hell he was playing left back. And now look, Miles Lewis Skelly's only 18. Before we know, he's going to be 30. Blink and you know it. You know what they say in life, man? The days are long, but the years are quick. And I'd say one of the most depressing things in life, is unfulfilled potential. But remember Caicedo, I don't know, man. I rate Caicedo heavy. I'd love him at Arsenal. Love him. He would have loved to have been here as well. He was shaking Nash when we wanted him in January. Let me leave, Brighton, doing the Instagram thing. Such an underrated sign. We need to see even this, your username, Gyokeres. We deserve a striker, man. Xavier. What have I said wrong? Sterling said that too, but Sterling shit, man. And a part of me cries every time I say that. Sterling went rubbish. You can diss Sterling, but at the end of the day, when he signed, there's got to be a correlation, There's got to be a correlation with us signing Raheem Sterling and us getting to a semi-finals of the Champions League. Is there a correlation? I don't know, but it sounds good. I am shameless. Appreciate you, Jay, man. Can't say King's Cross in a tweet for character limits. Fair enough. I big up the Bayesians, George. Come on. He used to be tier 1 before he turned into Piers Morgan. Fair enough. Yeah, not on the Berta hype. Not really done anything for us yet. And was he that good at Atletico apart from signing expensive flops? I think he did cute and clever signings. Luis Suarez is the one that intrigued me the most, because everybody was saying, well, not everybody, but Barca considered him damaged goods when Atletico won the league. Now, if we had a Luis Suarez situation in January where there was a striker that we could have got, where would we have been? And Berta's better than they're doing it. I ain't got no leg to stand on with that, but he's better than him. DJ, I think Tomiyasu's contract termination after Tommy's inability to adopt to the English culture. I think he loved Arsenal, but we're still trying to find his heartbeat at Arsenal. I think that and injuries. Wenger had higher standards for Oxlade-Chamberlain than some have for Martinelli's peak. Boy, you need to get over it, because we're not signing Sesko. This is someone that wanted Sesko as well as Gyokeres. Well, get over it, brother. Would you take Bakayoko over Madueke? Probably at this moment in time, because he would have been cheaper. We could have flexed our muscles. He was talking about Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain. The problem with Madueke got is if he flops, the reaction ain't gonna be pretty. But at this point, if he flops, I'll tell you, you have to hold that. You have to hold that. You have to hold that. Because I don't know about internally how much there's pressure to deliver and get over the line and stuff. But externally, we want to get over the line. I think Arsenal fans are braced for a civil war and all of these kind of things. If you're telling me Madueke gets us closer to Liverpool and City and can get us over the line, you got to make it work. It has to work. Every signing relative to their stature in the team, everything has to work. People, we've got 176 likes. I appreciate you lot. Big arcs. Can we get to 200 at the very minimum? Dalman's father is class. He said his son is going nowhere. Bro, Max Dalman, keep doing what you're doing. You'll be about soon. Just cool, man. What else are we doing? Let me scroll the way up. Big up you lot, man, because I can't lie, in the last, I want to say week, but 2 weeks, we've been getting engagement. You lot have been pushing out the platform. We've been getting somewhere. DG Nation, we're growing. We're so close to 70. And then once we get to 70, the work rate has to just up more. And once we get to 100K, the plaque is going right here, right here. Ouch, ouch, fuck, my shoulder. Oh my God. Oh, I felt a sharp pain. I hope my shoulder's all right. Oh, you see, I'm dying for you lot. Fuck. It's okay. It's okay. I'm cool. I'm calm. It's all right. It's all right. Nothing happened. Fuck. That hurt. What happened there? Gyokeres is a Gooner, proper gunman. DG, did you hear that if Sporting issues 5 warnings to Gyokeres, they have to terminate his contract? So they're not going to offer him 5, innit? Because at the end of the day, yeah, if they do that, then he's gone for free. There's too much bread that he can make. Arteta has been given his chance. It's not about negativity. It's about standards. If he doesn't make it happen after not winning a title for so many years, man must go. I hear that. Oh, my days. That was so stupid. The pain. I got to be careful, bro. 30 death, I'll just say, oh, my God. Like, it's actually hurting. I'm actually in pain. Like, it's a sharp burning pain. Like, I'm trying so hard to focus. I feel the same, DG. Havertz should have never been seen as the tip of the spear. He's not trash, but shouldn't have been relied upon. He's been better than I thought, but at the end of the day, bro, has he been worth 65 mil? No. It's not worth like Arteta, man. Just let's stop reinventing the wheel now, man. DG, don't get sucked in again now. Like, no malice to Noni, but we both know he's not what you guys need. Tell your club to pattern up. I'm with you. I don't think Madueke is pulling up any trees. I'm not expecting much. I can just hope that we get a tune out of you. I need us to act in the market and do other things. But with that being said, I'm going to give the man a chance. I'm not expecting you to wake up and you're Mohamed Salah. I'm not expecting that. Anything close. It's just, for me, at the end of the day, you're signing for the club now, innit? Like, you've signed for the club, more or less. Like, there's nothing I can do. And I don't think it's fair to you because you never signed yourself. I don't rate you. I don't rate this signing. I don't see where we go with this. Prove me wrong. And you'll have my support. The more people rag on Noni Madueke, the more likely is he'll fail, whether we want the deal or not. Once it's done, it's all on us to back him and help him find the confidence to succeed. I hear that, but there's only 3 people that will see you be a success. Noni Madueke, stay prayed up. If God's with you, nothing can happen. Arteta, because the world don't really rate you. If Arteta rates you, that's your manager. That's the only man whose opinions matter. Because not everyone wanted Ryan. Not everyone wanted Ben White. Very different because we actually rated these guys. We get the point. You only need 2 people to rate you and yourself. Whether you think you can turn your life around from a footballing perspective or not, you're right or wrong, innit? If you think you can do it, I don't think footballers are going to live or die by our opinions. Of course, everyone with support can do things, but they hate you one day, they love you the other, and then they hate you the next. Like, you can't live, you know, if you live for fans in football, if you live for their applause, you're ultimately going to die by their boos, innit? As man about to enter level 4, DG, take them stretches seriously and take it easy. Big up, though. Been a minute since I caught you live. I'm not expecting nothing from the club moving forward. I hear it, man. You need to go out and stream. I hear it. I'm losing faith in this team every day. This modern football is so interesting now that the left back / right back are now new playmakers. Now I realize that when Arteta plays you left, right back, he's actually relying on you most in the team. Drink some water, boy. Well, I'm all right, man. I just wish it was my right hand because I'm left-handed. I actually need to use this, so I'll be all right. What do you make about the Eze rumors? Tired of rumors. Just sign me the guy, bro. Just sign me the guy. I don't like to put my heart on the line when it comes to Rodrigo, Eze, these kind of guys. I don't like to dream. Just sign me them. Because if you make me start to believe, I'm gonna be disappointed. You gotta forgive me, Arsenal fans, man. I've been battered and bruised. Bring Eze home. If he fails, it's because he was not good enough, like most of us think. If he does well, then those of us who thought he was ish have to say we're wrong. I know I'm right, though. I'm with that. And for me, I'm not even going to get mad. If I'm going to get mad at anyone, it's the gaffer. Because who told you to do that? Because we've got limited availability to know how Madueke is. You lot got scouting, statistics, able to know what he's like as a person, all of that kind of jazz. And I don't think we just woke up and tried to sign Madueke. I think he featured on a list of a player that you wanted to go for. Apparently, we wanted him last summer. So that makes me want you to make this work more. If it works, no one cares. If it don't, W lefty. 5 more likes, guys. P, go away, mate. Go away. We get it. You might win it. PSG, come on. I think PSG are gonna lose, though, to be fair, man. But Levi Colwill, I got your quotes about where Chelsea and all of that. I'm more excited to see Max Darwin in the Prem. I think we'll see him, but I don't think you're gonna see him play 20 times next season. But just cool, man. He'll be there. Age versus experience. Madueke is born an Arsenal fan. Let's give him a chance. How do we know that? He was a bozo at times, but he scored important goals for us too. We played great football, sometimes despite the doom and gloom. I hear that. Madueke said Chelsea are the biggest club in London. He views this as a step down. But boy, you can do that. You can do that. Just make sure you do what needs to be done on the pitch. Obviously, a bit of that is PR. You're going to appease yourself to the Chelsea fan base. You might genuinely believe that. Just do the job on the pitch. Don't give a monkeys beyond that. Madueke is not bad. Stop. Listen, you've robbed that. It's like in what I used to do in PE. You rob someone's phone and you try to help them look for it. That's what you're doing. Yeah, Madueke did come for it at Chelsea. He's been at a few London clubs. I mean, Spurs. He's been at Spurs in their academy. He's obviously signing for us. He's been at Chelsea. He spent time at Palace. Not a fan of the Madueke move, but when the dust and emotion settles, he's still adding value from a football perspective. Jalen, you're not doing the positive thing. You're normally hella positive. No joke. Bro, I don't think he's bad. He's not really good. Arteta, you did say got goosebumps. I wouldn't say that's the positive goosebumps. We need more guys. And again, what the only way that's going to make do you know what? It's a failing by the club on Madueke if you don't go and get other signings, because that you need to. How we all view this Madueke thing is what we do beyond this point. That's what he's got to do. 3 likes left, man. Come on. So hold on. Does he start and where? Sorry if I've missed this convo, but make it make sense. I don't know, man. I can only imagine you start off the left, to which Arteta's going to have to make it work, innit? Because I don't know. I wanted level raisers. Cool. I don't make the decisions. Arteta and Cole, you've been in football and know more about elite sport than me. Just make it work. If it don't work, we got opinions. Eze or Rodrigo. Just focus on Eze, man. I'd love, but just focus on Eze, which is still difficult to get done. I just can't see the Rodrigo thing happening. But I don't know how many times I have to say. I don't rate Madueke. I don't think he's shit. I don't think he's as shit as people making out. I don't rate this signing. I don't rate it for 50 mil. I don't rate him. I don't see why this is making sense. We're betting on potential. We're betting on unrealized potential. We need level raises. I don't know why you got that. But despite this, I don't think you're terrible as fans make out. And I'm going to give you a chance. That's it. That is legit it. That's all I can say. There's what? What's going on? What's going on? Why does it keep muting and changing the mic? Oh, StreamYard, stop acting up, bro. Whoever said football IQ hit the nail on the head. That's what he lacks. I'll be real. I see another player like Martinelli. You get in good positions when you need to pass. Make sure you need to know when to pass and when to shoot. End of the day, what's going to sum you up in the grand scheme of things is end product. I don't think you're the prettiest footballer, but that's what you need. That's what we're lacking in this squad. That's the stage you want to get at. So I have to see. Big up the chat for hitting 200 likes. Now carry on hitting the likes. And don't forget to subscribe. Let's get DG to 70K. 1,000,000%. Best thing to come from this Noni transfer is Arsenal YouTube content with him, Saka, and Oliver Deck. I hear that, but I need silverware, man. But on that note, though, people, we've been here for 90 minutes. why waste any more of your time? Appreciate you for engaging, super chatting, hitting the likes, etc., etc. You know, there's always videos to come out on my platform. I will cut up the transfer news part of this live stream and get it up for you. Yeah, I'm gonna go chill with family, man. Have not a day off, but a rare day off, people. So yeah, man, I'll see you lot when I see you lot, man. You know I'm always here. So yeah, man, big up you lot. Follow on all the socials, smash the like button. Mikel Arteta, if you need other additions up front or in attack, I know a left back that likes to go forward.
Against this right back, Charlie, definitely.